जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारी जय गिरिवर धारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारी जय गिरिवर धारी जय जसोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय जसोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतक श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौराणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जना शलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। I seek blessings from all the Vaishnava. So please bless me so I can speak properly. Thank you. We celebrated Radha Ashtami in September, and I would like to glorify Srimati Radharani today. And also from congregation, people have suggested that if I can speak on Durga Devi also, because this is the Navratra time, so celebrating Durga Devi also. So we are going to speak on Srimati Radharani and Srimati Durga Devi. First, we will talk about Srimati Radharani. Who is Radharani? Can anybody tell me who is Radharani? Radharani is the pleasure potency of Sri Krishna, Antarang Shakti, internal potency of Sri Krishna is that Radharani. And she is also feminine aspect of God's personality, an eternal consort of Lord Sri Krishna. She is inseparable from Krishna like fire and heat. They are together. For the pleasure of Leela, they separate, but Krishna and Radha is one. She is a topmost devotee of Krishna. Radha and Krishna assume separate forms to enjoy loving pastimes. Srimati Radharani is mercy incarnation of Lord Krishna. By the spiritual internal energy of Krishna, the spiritual world is being manifested. In the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hara becomes Hare, vocative, that is, we are addressing Srimati Radharani. Oh Radhe, please engage me in the devotional service to Krishna and Lord Ram. So it is like we are addressing Srimati Radharani in Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There is a couple of beautiful slokas about Radharani explaining who is she. I would like to recite them. Vande Vrindavana Anandam Radhikam Parameshwarim Gopikam Paramam Sreshtam Ladinim Sakti Rupinim. I bow down to the bliss of Vrindavan, Radhika, the supreme controller. She is the absolute ultimate among the cowherd girls and personification of divine pleasure potency. The second verse is Devi Krishna Mai Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. Translation. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attraction to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. And that's why her name is Madan Mohan Mohini. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. That is why her name is Madan Mohan Mohini. Quote from Brihat Gautamiya Tantra. Mahabhava Swarupa Tvam Krisnapriya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Radhike Tvam Namamyaham. Translation. You are the personification of the topmost emotion, Mahabhav, and are the dearmost beloved of Lord Sri Krishna. O who imparts transcendental loving devotion, O Supreme Goddess, O Radhike, I bow down unto your lotus feet. Now we are going to talk about material energy, Durga Devi, and then we will talk more about Srimati Radharani. Okay? There is also external energy of Lord Sri Krishna, and that is material energy and known as Durga Devi. Every year, Durga Devi's appearance is celebrated for 9 days in the grand style. Currently, these 9 days are going on, dedicated to her worship. There are 9 Devis and 9 days are celebrated for each one. Number 1 is Shailaputri, who in spiritual world is Lalita Sakhi. They transform themselves when they come to material world. Second is Brahmacharini Devi, who is in spiritual world Vishakha Sakhi. They are intimate Sakhis of Srimati Radharani. Chandradmai Devi, third one, who in spiritual world is Chitralekha Sakhi. Kushmanda Devi, in spiritual world is Champaklata Sakhi. Siddhiratri Devi, Sudevi Sakhi. Kalratri Devi, in spiritual world is Indulekha Sakhi. Skandamata Devi, in spiritual world Ranga Devi Sakhi. Mahagauri Devi, in spiritual world Tungavidya Sakhi. Ma Sheravali is the Srimati Radharani. These 9 goddesses are Radharani and her 8 girlfriends. All of them are coming from Srimati Radharani's lotus feet, mainly the toenails. Srimati Radharani, everything emanates, all the Devis emanates from Srimati Radharani. So now I am going to speak on Radharani. The following lecture was given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, on Srimati Radharani's appearance day in London in 1971. It's a part of the lecture I'm going to read, because then he wrote something else about Sri Krishna and the material energy. So part of the Radharani we are discussing now, which is explained by Srila Prabhupada. Radharani, so we should try to understand Radharani's feature. Radharani is a pleasure, potency, Ladini Shakti, internal Antarang Shakti of Shri Krishna. Radha is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she also enchantress of Govinda. She is be all and end all of Govinda and the crest jewel of all his concerts. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune, which we can understand now. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Bhagavatam 10.30 and 0.28. So what is the position of Srimati Radharani? We should try to understand and offer our obeisances to Radharani, Radha Vrindavaneshwari. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrashabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Translation: I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishbhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Radharani is Haripriya, very dear to Lord Krishna. So if we approach Krishna through Radharani, through the mercy of Radharani, then it becomes easy, very easy to attain Sri Krishna's lotus feet. If Radharani recommends that this devotee is very nice, then Krishna immediately accepts that devotee. However fool I may be, but he will accept if Radharani recommends. Because it is recommended by Radharani, Krishna accepts. Therefore, in Vrindavan, you will find all devotees, they address Radharani's name, they chant Radharani. Whenever you meet another devotee in Vrindavan, they don't say Jai Shri Krishna or anything, but they say Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. They keep on saying Radhe Radhe. They want mercy from Srimati Radharani. So they glorify Radharani 24 hours a day. Whoever they meet say Radhe Radhe. They don't say their name or anything. They are more interested in worshipping Radharani than it is very okay. So it's very difficult to understand Krishna by speculation. So if you go by speculative process to understand Lord Krishna, it will be very difficult and it will take many, many lives. But if you take devotional service, just try to please Radharani and Krishna will be, you can get Krishna's mercy. Radharani can deliver Krishna. She is so great devotee, the emblem of Mahabhagavat. Even Krishna cannot understand who is Radharani and what is her quality. Although he says that Vedaham Samatitani, Bhagavad Gita 7.26, I know everything, still he fails to understand Radharani. Radharani is so great. Actually, Krishna knows everything. In order to understand Radharani, Krishna accepted the position of Radharani. Krishna thought that I am full, I am complete in every respect, but still I want to understand Radharani. Why? This propensity made Krishna obliged to accept the propensities of Radharani to understand Krishna himself. And that is why he took the position of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but he has accepted the propensity of Radharani, as Radharani is always in feeling of separation of Krishna. Similarly, in the position of Radharani, Lord Chaitanya was feeling separations of Krishna. That is the teaching of the Lord Chaitanya, feeling of separation, not meeting. So in separations you love more than meeting. So the process of devotional service taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciplic succession is how to feel separation from Krishna. That is Radharani's position. Always feeling the separation. So we have to follow footprints of the Goswamis, how to search out Krishna and Radharani in Vrindavan or within your heart. That is the process of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhajan, feeling of separation, vipralamba. seva, vipralamba. This process of devotional service is taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not easy. It is not that easy at all. Feel the separation. The more you feel separations from Krishna, you should understand that you are advancing. Don't try to see Krishna artificially. Where does the service begin? So we have to ask, how do we start the devotional service? It's from the tongue. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting is for the Kali Yuga. Because in the Kali Yuga, age of Kali, only the name can deliver us. And Krishna, when we chant Krishna's name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he is right in front of us. He has given all his strength, all his potency in the name. So the name and the sound in the name is the same, Krishna himself. And also chanting the holy name and take prasadam. So when we do that, we can get purified and we can find our constitutional position. When we chant Hare Krishna, we can relate, we can, rejuvenate our relationship with Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And we cleanse ourselves and we can go back to Godhead. Like to sing 108 name of Srimati Radharani, and then we can talk about Durga Devi. Okay. So this is 108 name of Srimati Radhika was said to be uttered by Sri Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Sri Radha Ashtotara Sata Nam Strotram. It's a very beautiful prayer offered to Srimati Radharani. Srimad Radha Rasamayi Rasagna Rasika Tatha Raseswari Rasabhakti Rasapurna Rasaprada Rangini Rasalubdacha Rasamandalakarini Rasavilasini Radha Radhika Rasapurnada Ramaratna Ratnamayi Ratnamala Shushobhana Raktosti Raktanayana Rakto Falavidharini Ramani Ramani Gopi Vrindavana Vilasini Nana Ratna Vichitrangi Nana Sukhamai Sada Samsara Paratarini Venu Gita Vinodini Krisnapriya Krishnamayi Krishna Dhyana Parayani Sadananda Kshina Madhya Krishna Krishna Lya Subha Chandravali Chandramukhi Chandraj Krishna Vallabha Vrindavaneshwari Devi Krishna Rangi Paragati Dhyanatita Dhyanamagna Sada Krishna Kuto कृष्णो रागिनी चैव कृष्ण प्रेम सुलक्षणा निगूढ़ रास सारंगी मृगाक्षी मृगलोचना अशेष गुण पराच कृष्ण प्राणेश्वरी समा रासमंडल मध्यस्थ कृष्ण रंगी सदा सुची व्रजेश्वरी व्रजरूपा व्रजभूमि सुखप्रदा रसोल्लसामदोन्मता ललिता रास सुंदरी सर्वगोपी मयि नित्या नाना शास्त्र विशारदा कामेश्वरी कामरूपा सदा कृष्ण परायणा पराशक्ति स्वरूपा च सृष्टि स्थिति विनाशिनी सौम्या सौम्यमयी राधा राधिका सर्वकामदा गंगा च तुलसी चैव यमुना च सरस्वती भोगवती भागवती भागवच्चितरूपिणी प्रेम भक्ति सदा संगी प्रेमानंद विलासिनी सदानंदमयी नित्या नित्य धर्म परायणी त्रैलोक्य आकर्षिणी आद्या सुंदरी कृष्ण रूपिणी सतम अष्टोत्तरम नाम्य पठते प्राते शुचि प्रातः काले च मध्याह्ने संध्यायां मध्यरात्रिके एक्सक्यूज मी यत्र तत्र भवेत् तस्य कृष्ण प्रेमयुतो भवेत् यत्र तत्र भवेत् तस्य कृष्ण प्रेमयुतो भवेत्। श्रीमती राधारानी की, श्री श्री राधा गोविंद की। Now we will glorify Durga Devi, and the following information I found on the internet by Purushottam Nitai Das on an ISKCON devotee from Calcutta. He wrote very nicely, so I like it. So I'm going to read that. Durga Devi, Durga Mata. Who is Goddess Durga? Excuse me 1 second. In the spiritual world, there are 3 potencies: Samvit, Sandhini and Ladini. 3 Shaktis. Samvit potency helps the residents of the spiritual world to recognize their relationship with Krishna. Sandhini potency ensures variegatedness in the spiritual world. And Ladini potency provides ultimate pleasure to Krishna. Srimati Radharani is the Ladini potency. She is the source of all the pleasures. The Ladini potency transforms into the personality of Goddess Durga in this material world. Here she has the responsibility of reforming those souls who have rebelled against the laws of the spiritual land and have come to this mortal material world. So we are all prisoners of material world. This world which we call wonderful and delight to live in is compared to prison house. Here life is uncertain, misery is inevitable, relationship is temporary, and death is a certainty. So it is called Dukhalaya Aswasvatam, the house of misery, and every moment everything changes. Everything is beautiful now, next moment we don't know what is going to happen. Relationship, our life, everything. Our breath can stop any moment. We have no guarantee. This is like not permanent residence here. It's like we have green cards. As the prisoners are given a uniform, similarly, we have been given a uniform of a human body, animal body, plant body, insect body. And as long as we have this body made of flesh, bone, mucus, blood, etc., and we are in this material world, we are under the jurisdiction of Durga Devi. So Durga Devi controls our life and the whole material sphere. She, on behalf of the Supreme Lord, takes complete charge of this material world. She acts under the directions of the Supreme Lord, just as shadow follows the substance. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura explained Durga is the presiding deities of this entire material universe. She is 10-armed, representing the tenfold fruitive activities. She rides on the lion, representing her heroic prowess. She trampled down Mahisasura, representing the subduer of vices. She is the mother of two sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha, representing beauty and success. She is placed between Lakshmi and Saraswati. Lakshmi is goddess of wealth and Saraswati is goddess of knowledge, representing mundane opulence and mundane knowledge. She is armed with the 20 weapons, representing the various pious activities enjoined by the Vedas for suppression of vices. She holds the snake, representing the beauty of destructive time. In Brahma Samhita there is a sloka 44, number 44. It says that Srusti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Saktireka Chaye Vayashya Bhuvanani Vipatti Durga Ichhanurupamapi Yasya Cha Chestate Sa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conduct herself. So Durga Devi work under the Krishna's order. She is not independent, she is also very, very good servant of Krishna. She is Srimati Radharani, so she becomes Durga in our material world. Now there is a prisoner of choice. The unwillingness to live amicably with the family and friends of the spiritual world make us unfit to be part of the spiritual world. Once imprisoned in this mortal material world, we forget our original constitutional position and start considering ourselves as one of the material products. So when we come to the material world, our spiritual constitutional position is we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are not this body. So what we forget, we are in illusion, so we forget, we create another relationship with the mortal being. They are also not going to be permanent. We are not going to be permanent, but we feel they are going to be with us forever. My mother, my father, brother, sister, husband, children. But everything is temporary. But because we are in illusion, we get attached so much, and because of that attachment, we do a lot of things which is not acceptable by Krishna also. But we forget and we behave in that way because we don't have knowledge about Krishna. Our constitutional position is we only belong to Krishna and nobody else. Okay? We cannot say that I only belong to my husband or this or that. No. This is temporary relationship even according to our karma. Life after life we have gone into life, like we take birth, old age, disease and death. But we forgot, so we keep on doing same thing. And still we are attached. So we have to take that attachment, cut those attachments by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then we do our duty, we do everything, but don't get too much attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, lotus feet of Radharani. And only get attached by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we suffer terribly under the influence of the material modes owing to this unholy contact. The vicious cycle of birth, old age, disease and death perpetuate our miseries. In fact, the more we identify ourselves with this material world and the material body, and the more we endeavor to enjoy in the material world, the more we suffer. The Supreme Lord never wants any of His children to get illusioned by the external energy and suffer in this world. The Supreme Lord is compelled to sentence the spiritual being to the material prison house so that he learn his lesson and get reformed. So here we come to learn the lesson, and we can do right things and go back to Krishna. A father sometimes has to put his disobedient child under the care of a strict teacher so that his child get disciplined. Even the external energy, who is a devotee of the Lord, does not like to inflict suffering upon us. It's a thankless task for the external energy. But she happily assists the Supreme Lord so that the rebellious souls get reformed. The actual disease which is the cause of all the sufferings for all the living beings in this world is because of the being illusioned by the external energy of the Lord. So we forget that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and our constitutional position is to just worship Krishna. Carrying her trident, she looks for the rebellious souls. Like a loving mother, Goddess Durga continuously gives a clarion call to all the forgetful souls to return back to the kingdom of Krishna. But the stubborn souls who desire to enjoy independent of the Supreme Lord and loves to disobey the law of Krishna needs to be punished. And Durga, carrying her trident, looks for such rebellious souls to punish them. The trident which she always carries with her represents the threefold material miseries. There are three kinds of miseries. Adhyatmika, miseries due to our body and mind. We get pain in the body, our mind sometimes get crooked, think wrong things, and because of our own mind, our thoughts, we suffer. Adhibhautik, misery due to our living, other living entities. We get misery from relatives, relation, all kinds of things, other animals, all kinds of things gives us misery. That is called adhibhautik. And then there is the Adi-Devic miseries due to natural calamities like flood, fire, all these things. People suffer. So many things are happening in America right now, and you see the news, people are suffering with this kind of misery. And it is mentioned here that this misery, we are suffering, everybody is suffering, without any exception. Everyone at every moment suffer due to one, two, or all the three of these miseries. So nobody is enjoying here. We think we are enjoying. Even in the pain we think we are enjoying. No, we are wrong. So all these miseries comes to material world when we get into contact with the material energy. One of the most celebrated incidents related to Goddess Durga is her killing the demon Mahisasura with her trident. Mahisasur also symbolically represents our demoniac mentality, and Durga, through the sharp edge of her trident, strikes hard to vanquish our evil mentality. The purpose is not to punish us, but to make us understand that the more we go away from Krishna's spiritual care, the more we suffer in this world. She always tries to tell us, this isn't your home. Go back to your original home. Krishna is waiting for you. Her chastisement forces a soul to eventually think, although I explored all means to enjoy, why suffering always follows me like a shadow? Why I am forced to be in the womb for 9 months in an upside down position in complete darkness? Why I get diseased? Why I am growing old? Why every moment somebody is dying? Although I don't want to die, but why I am not allowed to live here forever? Because we are in illusion. Once awakened, the living entity immediately wants to get out of this horrendous world and immediately wants to be part of the spiritual world. The best way to please Goddess Durga, Durga being the energy of the Supreme Lord, can never be conquered or fooled. She is extremely powerful, and when she strikes with her trident, then nothing can save us. Durga Devi can give us material benediction, but with it comes tons of sufferings. The only way to escape from Durga's powerful trident is by promising her that we don't want earthly pleasures, but we seriously want spiritual happiness. And as soon as we start endeavoring for it by practicing loving devotional service to Krishna, Goddess Durga is delighted. She immediately withdraws her trident and showers her love upon us. She doesn't want to imprison us in this world forever. And those who are imprisoned, she wants to release them as soon as possible. So she is a very kind mother too. She tests our dedication to Supreme Lord. She checks if our heart has been thoroughly purified of all material disease, such as lust, greed, pride, anger, envy, illusion, and false ego. And they are in everybody's heart. All these things resides in everybody's heart. And then once in a while, like lust come out, the greed comes out, anger comes out, envy comes out, illusion comes out, and false ego. My God, to escape that, it's very difficult. So only the Harinam can save us from this. And when she finds that our heart has developed deep love for Krishna, then she immediately releases us from this prison house. So Durga Devi is very kind. It is explained that in this age of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord incarnates with all his powers and all his opulences in the sound vibration of the holy name. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. So the best way to practice devotional life is by chanting the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should chant this mantra with love, with devotion, and with determination. Goddess Durga, the guardian of this world, will assess our dedication and our intention regularly. She even tested Haridas Thakur's devotion to Krishna, and Haridas Thakur passed the test with flying colors because he used to be completely absorbed in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In fact, he had taken a vow to chant the mantra 300,000 times a day. If we too want to please Mother Durga, then we have to become serious in our devotion to Lord Krishna. Durga Puja is not about playing movie songs and dancing on the songs. It is not about eating delicious foods and having fun. The best way to celebrate Durga Puja is to understand who Goddess Durga is and how she could be pleased. This was written by Nitai Purushottam Das, member of ISKCON Kolkata. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna, and we have a little time. So, one second. I have something else. I have one prayer for Durga Devi. Anantarupini Lakshmirpar Gunsagari Animadi Siddhidatri Sirasa Pranamamyam Apadudwarinim Tvam Hi Adyasakti Subhapara Adyanandadatri Cha Sirasa Pranamamyam Jaganmata Jagatkarti Jagadadhar Rupini Jayaprada Janaki Cha Sirasa Pranamamyaham Annapurne Sada Purne Sankara Pranavallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Bhiksham Dehi Cha Parvati Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Matrurupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Sarvamangala Mangalye Sive Sarvartha Sadhike Saraniye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Srimati Durga Devi ki Srimati Radharani ki Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. We have five more minutes, so if anybody has question, or we can sing a little bit Mahamantra. 5 minutes, can we? Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna. Everybody. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everybody. Thank you very much for bearing with me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Hare Bol. Thank you everybody.